Hello, ladies. Well, we're going to try this again. I thought I had a decent recording, and then as it turned out, the end of the video just disappeared. So we're going to try again. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through what we're going to be doing on this Wednesday, just so that if you miss class, you could come to this and view it and be able to see what we did. And also to give you the measurements of how I did it, and not just the measurements, but how I did it. Okay, so our card for Wednesday is this one. It's a book fold. We've done book folds before. Very easy but attractive way of giving a card. So what you're going to take and do is you're going to have a card base. Oops. And I forgot my instructions. Okay, your base is going to be 10.5 by 5.5. No, that's not right. That's the treehouse card. Book fold. We're looking at 11 by 4.25. Then we're going to score it at 5.5 and at 6.5, I think. Yeah. And that'll give you that book fold. So as we've done in the past for the book folds, you're going to take and put adhesive only in this little rectangle there and hook it down, letting it adhere, and that gives you the book fold. So then you're going to have your layers. You're going to have an inside layer that's 4 by 4 that you would do your stamping of your message on the inside. And then you're going to have some layers for the outside. The outer layer will be 4 1/8 squared, and then you're going to have a center layer, which is 4" squared, just like your inside 4" squared. Then I cut you a 3" piece, but this could vary. That just depends on what you are doing. We happen to be going to take and making a false circle. As you see, this one broke, but that's not a problem when you glue it down, because you're going to be covering it with some leaves, and that leaves will disguise that little cut, and it'll be glued down. So then your leaves will be laid down like that. I did the leaves and the wreath with a method that is very easy to do. You take wet wipes, and then you take re-inkers of several different colors and put them on. And then you'll take and spray a mist of water, taking your white cutout and laying it down will give you the colors. My recommendation in this is one that you try and find thicker baby wipes, and that you find ones that are preferably not textured, because that could transfer. So that is how that was done, and it does make for a nice little fall kind of coloring. And I used real red. I used some older inks, a rusty one. I used old olive. So just a variety of colors to kind of give me that fall look. So once you get those all glued down, you are going to be given a 1" piece that will go, well, it isn't quite a 1". I think this, it's 1 by 4, so it is a 1". What I did is I took an embossing folder. I happened to have a little one, so I just ran it through that had leaves on it. But you could use anything, whatever you want to, or you don't have to texture it. And that goes on the side. Then I took and stamped from Spotlight on Nature, has a stamp that says Dear Friend. So I stamped that in gold, and that is what's going to go right in here, since there's gold in this background. And then I made some bows. So everybody will get a bow that they can then glue on their project and cut it down to what fits their card. And that's what you'll end up with. A nice little fall looking card that could be made into a birthday card, could be made into a get well or a sympathy. I try not to dictate what you're going to put on the inside or messages, just so that you can use it the way your need is at the time. Okay, so that takes care of. Like I said, I use the Encircle in Nature. I use the dies that come with this set to make the leaves and the wreath. So that's card 1. Card 2 is a little bit more complicated, but it makes for a very nice card. And that opens like this. When I made this one, didn't line it up quite right, so I have to kind of give it a little encouragement for it to close. I think the whole thing is the way I laid it, because the first one I did I have no trouble with at all. So I think that the difficulty lied in the way I laid this strip down. So we'll be very careful of that when we do ours in class. So your kit that you're going to get in class. Oh, I just made a big mess. Okay, so your kit that you will get in class will give you, your base card will be 10 by 5.5, and you're going to score that at 4.25, and you're going to score it again at 8.5, and that gives you this little lip here. Okay, then you're going to take this centerpiece, the inside designer piece, and that is cut at 7 3/4, and then we're going to score it at, we're going to start with 3 1/8. No, I better go this way. Let's see. Scored at 3 1/8, 5 1/8, 4 1/8, and 7 1/4. Gives you the little piece. Then you're going to be scoring them all to the inside. Score it in, or folding it in and in. And then when I get that scored or done, I kind of do this back and forth because you want this part to be free moving. Open it up and you'll put adhesive only in this section here and close it just like we did the binder part, and seal that so that it opens and closes that way. Okay. Then you're going to take this, once you have this sealed, and you're going to take your base. You're going to be adhering this just above that fold line and trying to center it on both sides. So, and then keeping, I think what I did is, because I fidget sometimes with the Dystonia, I think I moved it and I didn't have it completely straight. So you'll want to make sure that you've sealed this so that it's straight. And then after that's sealed down, you are going to be taking a little bit of glue on each edge, just a little bit, because you'll see there isn't much room, and you'll want to seal that down. So then what that's going to bring is the ability for, see how I sealed this just above that line? This will get tucked in this part here, and that will allow this to move in and out and then open up. Now the difference I did with this card and the others, I added another strip of designer paper here. On this one, which I may or may not have on yours, I did a decorative edge. and put it there. That's just completely up to your preference in your card. I'm going to have to work on this, see if I can get this to work better. And I'm sure it's my alignment that was the bad part that causes that trouble, because I have absolutely no trouble with this one. So lesson learned. And then when you get that accomplished, then you're going to take and put, you can stamp these with whatever you want, or you can hold off and stamp later when you know what you're going to use your card for, because these are the pieces that go for your message center on the inside. And the outside, I've cut a piece of what looks like barn board that goes well with the paper. And then I've already done your bird houses. So you'll be putting your bird house down. There will be a bird in with that, and you will color your bird any color you want. And then it's also up to you. Do you want your bird, before you glue this all the way down, to be peeking out of your birdhouse, or do you want it just sitting on the outside? That's personal preference, wherever you want to put your bird. And then I just took pumpkins and leaves that will be included in your kit and decorated the outside. And then along with that, I also have some enamel dot essentials that I thought might look nice, just adding a little bit more to the outside of your card. So that takes care of card number 2. Card number 3, 2 cards is what we usually do. But I had intended on, I'm still struggling with my voice. So I intended the middle of last month to have another class where we bring our own things, and offering a card that we did at a retreat I recently went to. And I thought this would be kind of fun to do a Halloween card. Well, I got sick, and so therefore I was not able to attend that, so I didn't have that ability to offer it. So I decided I'm going to change it, and we're going to go from it being a Halloween card to just being a fall card. So we are going to be using the More Than Autumn set. And you'll see on mine, I put apple cider, little apples, and grateful it's finally, so you're reading kind of like, finally it's apple cider. On this one, because this is a lighter orange than I used on this, I think that when I stamped it, you can't see it as well. But what I did was I took Versamark, and you'll choose whatever saying you want on your card, and you will stamp those things. And then you're going to take clear embossing powder, and you'll be embossing that over it so that it kind of stands out. And then you're going to have, well, let's go through our layers first. You're going to have layers, so you'll have you're going to get 2 black layers that are 5 1/4 by 2 7/8. Both the white for the inside and the orange for the outside are going to be the same, and your black layer is 5 1/4 by 3 by 5 1/4. That's this outer piece. This is the piece you'll be embossing, and that goes on there. These are the interior pieces, so they will go in here for you to stamp a message, whether it's a birthday card or however you choose to use that card. Then you're going to get a layering that is going to fit here with the orange strip that goes there. Then you're going to take, with this one, I use this mechanism. I do not own that mechanism. I now do. I just ordered it. But it's just a way of flipping. So what's the important part is, and that's why I asked you to bring dimensionals, is because you want to put a little dimension. I don't know if you can quite see that behind there to make it easier to pop. But instead of the ghost, like I said, we're going to be using, and I use dimensionals. If I had had the black, they would have fit better. They would have looked better, but I don't own any of the black currently. That just helps the movement to put dimensionals. So my recommendation is that you put it, that you kind of line it up and you put your dimensionals on this part rather than on this, because you might get them over too far, and you need it to fit where it's going to be able to move. So then you'll be putting your cup on top of there. And then I have die cut the wordings. Nothing better than, and then you're going to make this into whatever you choose to stamp. If you stamped hot cocoa, nothing better than hot cocoa, then you would want to put a hot cocoa kind of items on there. Even could put sprinkles. But if you decided to put it nothing better than pumpkin pie spice latte, there's a latte word in there, you could do that. So I use both the stamp set and the dies in this. And this set will be set to the side, and you can make yours whatever you want to. Also, another option would be, if you don't want to put a little image in there, like I put the little apple, you could put something like this. That would just be like a pretty wrap to it. So there's going to be some choices when it comes to that. The die set and the stamp set will be to the side. What will be in your packet is just the items you need to make the basic card. What I used for this outer piece is not available anymore. It's called Thoughtful Expressions die set. But you could find anything. There are a lot of die set options for making that mechanism be whatever you want it to be. Okay. So those are the 3 cards that will be offered on Wednesday. You can take and I'll also be giving you this sheet, which gives you the measurements for everything. I did realize as we were going through this, there's a few that I missed not putting on here, so I will give you those those. And of course, the top one said ghost card, and it isn't going to be a ghost card. It's going to be a latte card because my plan was different when I created this. So I hope this helps you in case you want to reproduce these with the measurements, just to get a feel for actually how to put it together and how to make it. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me. And I am going to follow this video with another video. And that one is going to be, I have not done for you a kit that you would take home, and a take-home kit for you to do cards with in a while. So we're going to do, these are the cards we're going to do in just a few minutes when I redo this video. I will be offering this as a take-home kit, these 5 cards to make for Christmas in case you haven't finished all your Christmas cards or you want some other ideas. And that will be featuring the decorative tree dies. I love this die set. There's just a tremendous amount of things that are available in it. So this kit, I will watch for the video because that will be coming shortly. The other thing I wanted to just bring to your attention is that these are the cards for next month's class. We're going to do one with the Shepherd's Care in class, and then we're going to do another one with the decorative. That's a fun fold. So watch for this. Is, like I said, this will be our December, the first class in December. This will be a take home. kit like I've done in the past where you order it from me. I'm not going to produce them until you order them. And the only one that may vary a little bit will be this one because it depends on whether I still have enough paper. So thank you and have a good day.